Hi, my name is Dan Goodrow. I don't let Down syndrome slow me down. I have a full-time job. I like to play a lot of sports. I have two cats named Johnny Cat and Sadie. I like to play the piano and also the guitar. I always like making jokes. We are more alike than different.
You know, my parents always made sure that I had access to musical instruments, so never forced me to play, but if I wanted to play, I could. Well, I took that same approach with Daniel when Daniel got a piano.
I learned from my grandpa when I was little. He taught me how to play the organ when I was little. I didn't know what to do because I didn't have a piano before, but now I know how to learn how to play my own songs.
And he continues to get better and better and better. I think Daniel's found something he really enjoys. So yeah, he jokes around, he says he likes to play and goof off and stuff like that. But really, when he spends his personal time, it's sitting at the piano.
Music is just my talent. I always like to play. I will never stop playing. Oh, my favorite musician, Johnny Cash, the Beatles. I like my Grandpa Goody, and also my most favorite is Motown.
I literally would consider him a subject matter expert on the Beatles. I mean, quite honestly, and that's no joke. He knows just about everything and anything you want to know about the Beatles. The most obscure stuff in the world, he knows.
I like history in music, though. When you see the history, I usually see what's happening in the past. So when you see in the past, I think of music. I think of music, I think of art. Because art is part of music. My favorite to do is to play music and making other people happy. I'm gifted, I like to play the drums too. But mostly, my disability is to make other people happy. And I also play the piano.
I think my proudest moment, and his teacher shared with me that it was one of her proudest moments with Daniel, is the baccalaureate ceremony at St. Michael's College. Everybody was asked to do something for that ceremony for his high school, and I don't think anybody had any expectations that Daniel would want to do something. And he put an application and said he wanted to play the piano. I was like, oh my goodness. And he got up there and he played. He's funny as all heck because he sat down at the piano. And first thing he does is, you gotta get the knucklehead. He cracks his knuckles. And then he sits down and he plays, Hey Jude. And I will tell you something. There wasn't a peep in that chapel while he was playing. And then all of a sudden people started going, da, la, and they started singing along. And he got a standing ovation. Daniel was blessed to be surrounded by very supportive people his entire life. And you have no idea what that means to Mom and Dad. I mean, it means the world to us because we always feared that Daniel would be bullied and picked on and stuff. But he was surrounded by a very protective group of kids. And Daniel always had the blessing, he always hung around with the cool kids, which was cool. But at the end, after that performance, his teacher came up to me and she said, you know what, I gotta tell you, Mr. Goodrow, when Daniel put that piece of paperwork in to say he wanted to play, she accepted it. And we weren't sure, but she said, I cried too. And to me, that was the most magical moment of Daniel's musical time when he got up there and did that.
There's nothing like being at a Special Olympics event. Sure, there are some great athletic accomplishments, but you'll never be around a more positive environment. In tonight's Spotlight on Sports, we meet one young man who's using that positivity to make a difference.
Well, first of all, I want to say Special Olympics. I describe it in one three-letter word. It's joy.
It's important to me because it's part of my life. And always meeting new people, always renewing new friends. It's all about having fun with others. I'm always open-minded, having fun, being with friends and family, and also be a part of the team.
Special Olympics has been very, very powerful for us. Again, not being an athlete myself, you know, it's the farther I probably would not have exposed him to a lot of the stuff that he's been exposed to. He does soccer, he does basketball, he does swimming, and he does snowshoeing. And you know what? He does it all with excellence.
My favorite event is swimming.
My God, he's like a fish in the water. That kid can swim. I can't swim.
My other favorite is soccer and basketball.
And snowshoeing. I've never seen, I'd take 3 steps on snowshoes and I'd be flat on my face. Daniel runs in snowshoes and he wins gold medals in snowshoes. He pretty much is a jock when he gets right down to it, when he does that stuff. I mean, the goal of Special Olympics is not whether you win or whether you lose. It's how well you play the game, and just the opportunity to participate in the experience of sports is huge with Special Olympics.
It's up to me. I'm always having fun. And it's okay to lose, but once you play hard, you win every time. But it's not always about winning. Sometimes it's about losing or winning, or listen to the coaches and learn to play right.
Yeah, I think Daniel recognizes the abilities of others, and he helps others who may have lesser abilities than he does achieve. And I love that part of Daniel. You know, I don't think there's a selfish bone in that kid's body. And I think Special Olympics has taught him that. Because again, Special Olympics has exposed him to a group of people that normally you and I aren't exposed to. And that includes me. I mean, I love the Special Olympics community. I love being a part of that community because, as I've said before, oftentimes it's a forgotten community, but it's a very important community. And I think each and every one of us in our life have something to learn from that community. And Special Olympics is a shining example of that.
It's not enough to be a great Special Olympian. Daniel Goodrow wants more.
All the time, yeah.
The 17-year-old Essex High School student is an advocate for special needs. His last stop was in Washington, D.C. back in February, meeting with Vermont's congressional delegation.
I love the fact that Daniel advocates because it says he has his own being. He has his own dreams, he has his own beliefs, and his own self-esteem, and he stands up for what he believes in.
I am part of a movement called Spread the End Word. The R-word is a scientific name for retardation.
You know, we're trying to send a real strong message to people that that word is hurtful.
Michelle Gates is referring to the inappropriate use of the word retarded. Advocates say it's all about context. Medically speaking, mental retardation is still a diagnosis, but the R word has morphed into a mean slang word.
It's important to spread the word because I have so many friends with special needs like me. And I choose to stand up and all of it.
You know, Daniel's got a message that needs to be heard. And you and I can't necessarily express it for him. He should be able to express it for himself. And the fact that he does express it for himself, I think should serve to inspire others that, you know, we all have our own abilities and our own ways of doing things. Take advantage of what you've got and do it. You know, you're no less an individual than anybody else just because you have Down syndrome or autism. You know, you have your own thoughts and your own passions. You should have the ability to express them. And I'm really proud of Daniel for wanting to express them.
Do I like that I have Down syndrome? No. Do I like that's not me? No, I do not. That's not me. I have accept who I am and that I am different. But you know what? We're all different, so that makes me the same as each and one of you. We're all different.
It's okay, you can do this. You can do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Well, Daniel can do some things that you can't do. Daniel can light up a room faster than that, just by a smile, or just by saying something gooberish or silly. He can really make a room respond. And I said, you know what that makes us? It doesn't make us disabled. It makes us all differently abled. Now, when you think of Daniel as differently abled, as each and every one of you are, it puts us on the same playing field. We're all differently abled. So if we put ourselves on the same playing field, let's leave that as a starting point and move up from there.